Hello, and you're very welcome to Carlow for this Division 4B clash between Carlow and London. This is a must-win game for both teams. Both of them were out last week and both unfortunately lost their first round games. London lost out to Limerick by 2 goals and Carlow lost out to Offaly by about 17 odd points, I think it was, in the end. So they'll be hoping to do a bit better than that today. Both of them will be trying to get into the top 2. It's the top 2, of course, who get into the latter stages of this Division 4, and all the divisions are split up into 2 groups of 4. North and South essentially is how they try to do it. So if you finish first or second, you play. If you finish second, you play first in the other half. So that's what both teams today here will be aiming for. Thanks be to God, the rain has finally stopped here in Carlow. It was an awful morning with hailstones, with everything. There was even a chance that this game wouldn't go ahead. A couple of the other games, both in the men's and women's GA World today, have been moved. This one has survived, and Dr. Cullen Park, in fairness, Netwatch Dr. Cullen Park, looks pretty okay. The sidelines are kind of wet, the goal mouths are a little bit wet, but in general, taking everything into account, things are looking pretty good. Just before we get into the game, we'll have a quick look at both teams. Now there's one change on that Carlow team that we'll get to in a second, and as far as we know, London are lined out as per programme, but we'll have a look at the Carlow team first. And starting in goals there for Carlow is Shannon Cotter. The full back line then is made up of Orla Hickey, Una Fitzpatrick and Kiva Collins. Their half back line then is Ruth Birmingham, the team captain, Ellen Atkinson at centre back and Antoinette Dowling there at number 7. In midfield, they've Nuala Mohan and Elaine Ware make up their midfield line, and then moving into the forwards, we have Niamh Kelly, Dana O'Brien, and here's the one change. Number 12, Aveen Gilmartin, has been replaced by number 24, Niamh Murphy. Then moving into the full forward line, we've Sarah Doyle at 13. Full forward is Roisin Byrne, and at number 15, we've Rachel Sawyer. Moving on to London, then they've come over again. This is their first time playing in the league. Well, besides last week against Limerick, this is their first year back in the league since 2008. So they're really making an effort this year. They got some very kind sponsorship from John Redding and the JRL Group, who are covering their travelling costs, and they're sponsored their kits and their jerseys today. So big shout out to them. They told me to pass on. So they're here. 2008 was a big year for them. They also won the All-Ireland Junior that year. So they'll be hoping that's a good omen, but they need a win here today. Looking at their team then, in goals they have Caoimhe O'Reilly. Their full back line is Niamh O'Brien, Ruanne Hunt and Nicole Mulholland. Half back line, Niamh Walsh, Ellen O'Brien and Renee Murphy. Their midfield line is Shona Roach and Cleena Tuhig. She is the team captain. Hannah Linden then is at number 10. Hannah Noonan is at number 11. And number 12 is Beatrice Casey. And then their inside line is Niamh Feeney, Rebecca Mills and Amy Shovlin. So that's both teams there. They're both going through their paces at the moment, both going through warm-ups, as you can see down there. The London team, maybe there'll be a couple of changes that we haven't got them yet, so we're going to just keep an eye on that. Hope it'll be the same 15 that we were told during the week that we just spoke about there, but you would never know. One big addition there to that London team that wasn't there last week is their number 11, Hannah Noonan. Hannah is a very interesting character. She has no Irish blood in her whatsoever, born and raised in England. Growing up, she was very good at soccer and rugby. And at one of the training sessions, there was an Irish dad there, and he told her mother she might be good at the old Gaelic football. So she went over and started playing with Parnells over in London. She got so good at the Gaelic football that she dropped all the other sports. And then she was part of the 2008 team that won the Junior All-Ireland with London. And in 2015, she actually decided to take a career break from her job, come over to Ireland, and she made the Dublin senior football team. They made the All-Ireland that year, and Hannah started at corner forward. Now, unfortunately, Dublin lost that day to Cork. But a good story there for Hannah, and just shows the kind of player she is. She's good enough to make the Dublin senior team, so we expect her to make a big contribution today. Both teams now are just going through the last few things. I think they're expecting the national anthem. You can see London are definitely lining up for the national anthem, but I think they're going to have to wait another few minutes as the PA system here is going through a few other things before it gets into the national anthem. I hope they don't get too cold standing out there. They're trying to huddle together for a bit of warmth. But now we'll pause for the national anthem. So we're nearly ready to go here. There's a decent enough crowd here. They're all packed in here under the uncovered stand here in Dr. Cullen Park here in Carlow. The ball is nearly ready to be thrown in. I'm just looking down at the scoreboard. Unfortunately, they haven't turned on the time clock down there, so we're just going to have to keep an eye on that ourselves. So we'll just have to see how things go. Hopefully the weather stays as it is. We're nearly ready to go here. Carlow giving themselves a big cheer here. As we said, both teams need a win today if they want to advance any further. Carlow are missing a huge player though in Cliona Nihe. She was named a Junior Player of the Year last year. She scored 9-19 in the championship, but she did her ACL in January, so isn't going to be playing today. Wasn't playing the last week, and is a huge loss. Carlow made it as far as the junior semi-final last year. They played Antrim and lost after extra time. Cliona was outstanding in that game, and he's really the driving force of this team, and he's a huge loss to Carlow. London just going down into their positions now, just waiting for things to get going here. As you can see, the breeze is pretty strong, and it looks like it's going to be with London in that first half, so it'll be interesting to see what that is worth to them. It looks like straight away Hannah Noonan, who we spoke about, has gone into midfield. She's got 11 on her back, but looks like she's trying and showing her roach there in midfield, and straight away Hannah gets a hand on that, but it's Carlow come away with the ball, and they're driving down the field there through Sawyer. Sawyer has the ball, but she's dropped it, and the referee has said that's going to be a free. Quickly taken though, and Carlow are straight into the attack here. They're trying to get moving, trying to get the opening score of this game. They've worked it down the field. Good ball inside there as far as Niamh Kelly. Niamh Kelly kicks a little pass in, wasn't a shot. Either way it's in there. Still a bit of danger here. Carlow with a shot going across the goal. The breeze there, as you can see, took that ball in a very strange direction, and it goes across the field there. Scampering over to get the ball there is Sarah Doyle. Sarah stops that from going out. Stands up her player and goes past her. Still Doyle, she feeds it inside. There's a chance of a score here. Oh, the ball is just dropped. The ball goes to ground, but it's still there. Carlow still have the chance, but they've turned it over now, and London have worked it out, but the referee saw something he didn't like, and it's going to be a free in, a very scoreable free here. And you'd imagine it's going to be Sarah Doyle, the one who did all the work to win that free, is going to take that. Fairly scoreable 1-1 that she should easily put over. Sarah, the last day out, got 6 points the last day out. Here she goes, the right boot, fairly easy. Oh, where has that gone? The referee says she wasn't taking that from the right spot, I think. I think he's going to say you need to take that again. Oh, and he's going to throw it up, I think, is he? Potentially, that looks like what's going to happen. Not quite sure what that was about, but he's decided to throw it up anyway. So Carlow's chance of a score there is gone, or paused at least for a few minutes. Maybe they'll win the ball here again, they'll be hoping. A lot of pushing and shoving there, but London have turned that one over, and they've won themselves a free out. Strange passage of player there. Looked like London might, or Carlow might have had a chance, but London now have worked the ball out to their team captain, Twoweek. Twoweek plays it up the line, plenty of space up here, but Carlow react well to that. They're out in front, winning the ball, taking the time to just calm things down, slow things down. Again, the breeze is blowing directly into their faces here. It is a strong breeze here into that netwatch Dr. Cullen Park here in Carlow. And now they have the ball, working it through the hands. You imagine we'll see a lot of kick passing, but probably from the London point of view, that one is laid into a bit of space out there to Ruth Birmingham. Ruth tries to get that in the second attempt. She has it. The team captain had a couple of hands on her back there, but she managed to hold on to it. Niamh Murphy, the number 24, then gets that back and gives it back on as far as Roisin Byrne. Byrne now has it. She's been well tackled there by the London captain Twoweek, and she plays a lovely ball into space over there to the far side of the field. And they hold on to it. Good attacking move here from Carlow. But the referee, again, I think it might have been a boot ball, maybe went in there, and it has been turned over now. And London, through Beatrice Casey, try to get their first attack of the game on the road. They're working it up the field. Beatrice just stops, takes a solo, gathered herself before leaving that ball in long. She was looking for Rebecca Mills. Rebecca seemed to lose her footing at a very inopportune moment. She's gone to ground straight away. She looks to be okay though. She's up and going again. Last week, London lost a player. They lost a player in the very first couple of minutes of that game. Trace Moran did her collarbone within about 60 seconds against Limerick. A fairly substantial injury. They'll be hoping the same fate hasn't happened. Rebecca Mills, and they'll be losing a player within 60 seconds or within the first couple of minutes of this game. I just remind myself we need to get the clock going here again, as the stadium clock hasn't started, so we're going to be about 3 or 4 minutes behind with that one. But it's Carlow now on the attack again. The ball goes down into the half forward line. Out in front again, good strong run in there. She's past her player again. Driving forward there is Rachel Sawyer. Rachel's up to the 21. Rachel steadies herself. She looks at the goal, the right boot, but it's gone to the right and wide. And you can just see the strength of the breeze as that one barely even makes it out of the play. Barely goes out of the play. And that's the first wide of the game, I suppose you can put it down as, to Carlow. But good running out of Sawyer to go past her player, run through, take the shot, but just went to the right and wide, and you can just see the breeze took that out. Now that one goes well taken in the air there by Elaine Ware. She puts that down again. Again, a good strong run here by Niamh Kelly. Kelly's on the 21. She comes inside, gives it off to Byrne. Roisin Byrne then still going across the field, still working hard. Still over and back across the field. And it's going to be a free in now to Carlow. And it has been all Carlow so far in this game, which you may not have expected considering they're the ones playing into a strong breeze, but they are at home. They're the ones, well, they both need to win today, and now they have a chance again. Sarah Doyle. Sarah goes again and again. You can see the breeze is taking that. It's still in play though. It's still dangerous. Still Carlow having a shot coming in the left foot, and that one has gone over the bar. Good score there, and they're off the mark, and that one over there I think was by their number 11, O'Brien. We're going to credit that to Dana O'Brien there with the score. And we're inside the first 5 minutes. We've got our first score, and it's Carlow who get that, and they get us up and running here in this Division 4B clash of the Ladies National Football League. And now they've worked it up between the 45 and the 65. Here come London. This is the first time we've seen them really get the ball working it through the lines, working it over and back now. It's Niamh Walsh. Niamh Walsh is up to the 45. Walsh takes the solo, goes back inside as far as Murphy. Murphy has it now on the D. Murphy's looking good. She's looking strong. She lays it outside to Noonan. Noonan gets the pass. She was looking for the return. She doesn't get it. The shot is eventually coming in there by Beatrice Casey. Beatrice puts a high shot between the posts. That's over the bar. Good play from London there. It was the first time we've seen the ball work through the lines, get it up and down the field, working in as far as Beatrice Casey, and Beatrice Casey puts that one over the bar. Beatrice got 2 points the last day out against Limerick, so knows where the posts are and is well able to put the ball over them. And now they've got the ball again. Again, it's Beatrice. She wins the free and she's looking around, looking for some support. She ends up going back the field, back as far as Amy Shovlin. She fists that one forward as far as Tuig. Tuig gives that back as far as Shovlin now. Shovlin's inside the 45. They're trying to create some inroads here. They're on the edge of the D. Is there a shot coming in? It's in now as far as Walsh. Shot coming. Oh, she's lost the ball, but still London on the attack. The shot comes in. Brilliant save there. Tuig took the shot, but Shannon Cotter in the Carlow goal got a hand in that and knocked it out for a 45. Good piece of play from the attacker and from the goalkeeper. Great save there by Cotter and a brilliant shot by Tuig, the London captain. They were looking to find the net, get their first goal of this National League, but that was well saved. They scored 9 points the last year, but didn't find the net. They were hoping to try and get that, I suppose, account up and running, but it was well saved there by Shannon Cotter in the Carlow goals. Noonan goes relatively short with the 45, which is actually overhit it and it's going out of play. Murphy did her best to keep that in, but just couldn't get her boot to stop that one going out. So it's going to be a line ball now to Carlow on the far side of the field. And they have it, and they're working it out now. Again, the rain is starting to come now, and it's blowing straight into the Carlow girls' faces. So they'll have to work even harder to get the ball out. But they've done it now as far as Dowling. Up, oh, a big tackle there. I think it was just a case of Shovlin holding her ground, and Dowling ran into her. They're both up and fairly okay. The referee is happy enough that there'll be no cards given out. He's just making sure that Annette Dowling is okay. She seems to be. She's happy enough to play on. The medics come on to her, but I don't think they're going to be needed. The referee is making a note of that there in his book, but I don't think this is going to go much further. The referee here today, Patrick Smith of Waterford. So a free now to Carlow. 1 point apiece here in this one, this second round game of Division 4B. A must win for both games. Bit of indecision there. It looked like eventually it goes short and it's picked up there by Ware. Ware feeds that as far as Birmingham. Birmingham gives it back to Ware. The referee says too many steps. The right call there, it looks like. And now London have a chance. It's their captain again, the girl Elaine, or not Elaine Ware, Cliona Tuig, who had a chance of a goal a few minutes ago. She actually leaves it to Murphy. Murphy plays it out inside, a nice little ball inside, and out in front was Noonan. She got the ball, gathered it, and plays it outside, working it over and back. Now it's as far as Hannah Linden. Hannah Linden on the right hand side going forward. She was looking for some support. The ball just seems to go to ground. It's a wet, dirty enough day here. Hard to play too much ball with it. Back to Walsh. Niamh Walsh gives that as far as Murphy now. And Murphy, oh, she's looked like she was fouled. The referee saw it differently though, and it's going to be a free out to Carlow. They have the ball back down inside. Niamh Murphy, who started the game, she's wearing 24. She came on instead of Aveen Gilmartin, so we would have expected to see her up the field a bit more, but she's back now defending, trying to get Carlow to work the ball out, working it through the hands. They would have been told, you're playing into a strong breeze, try to keep possession as much as you can and just work it through the lines. Not easy on a day like today, but they have it and they're working it down the near side of the field. Working hard. They just came into a brick wall there. It looked like Collins did. It had to turn around and go back. But now they have it through their centre back. Their centre back Atkinson. They'll leave back to Martin. And now Carlow are going. They have a bit of space on this far side of the field. Over as far as Sarah Doyle. Doyle has it now. She had 2 frees earlier in this game. Didn't manage to convert either of them due to the strength of the breeze. But now she has it. She's way out the field. Give the cross-field ball inside. They're out in front. That girl out in front is Roisin Byrne. Roisin Byrne comes across the field with it. Takes a couple of solos. Still has the ball here. Again, looking for a bit of support. Gives it back as far as Dana O'Brien. She feeds that back again. And Carlow have support here on the near side through Ruth Birmingham. Ruth has it now. Ruth has a player standing her up. Gets the 1-2. Gives it as far as Kelly. Kelly now feeds that on and Carlow driving forward. The ball seems to be a good interception, you could probably call it there, as they've managed to work it out now. And now London come again. They've been very good on the counter-attack already. They got their score through a very similar type move, and it's Casey who got that score, has it. Gives it into Shovlin now. Or that's not Shovlin, that is Shona Roach. Roach puts that one inside, but it just doesn't go to hand, and it's turned over there, and Elaine Ware gets that one back. The referee kind of lets a bit go there. He's allowed for the conditions, in fairness to him. It's not an easy day for football, and he had to let a certain amount go, even though maybe that did look like a free. Niamh Kelly now of Carlow. Niamh Murphy, I should say. Niamh Murphy of Carlow drops the ball, but she really fights tirelessly, threw her body into that one, slightly illegally, says the referee though, putting a big tackle in there on Hannah Linden, and Hannah is down. Hannah didn't start against Limerick. She's starting today, and she's feeling that one, as Niamh Kelly had lost the ball initially and really did her best to try and fight and get that one back, but she did it a bit too aggressively according to the referee here, and she's going to, her name is going to be ticked, and hopefully Hannah Linden is able to get up and play on. London now have the rain at their backs. If that's any advantage, it's going to be hard to see 1 point apiece in this one. It's really getting up. The breeze is getting up here in Netwatch Dr. Cullen Park. What will they have worked for this one? As we meant, London actually, due to COVID, hadn't played a game until last week since 2019, so they're just delighted to be getting 2 games in a row. Is huge for them. Roach now of London. Roach goes down and it picks it up between the two 65s. Plenty of time and space. Feeds that outside. Still on the ball here. Still working now at Shovlin on the far side of the field. Both wearing similar type of headgear, so we might get them confused a few times today. Lovely ball inside in as far as Feeney. Feeney doesn't manage to get her the first time, but London hold on to possession here. Working it back out. Is there room for a shot? Hannah Noonan is looking for it. It goes to Noonan now. Noonan goes left and right and feeds that back outside as far as Roach, but the pass wasn't as accurate as they would have liked. Now it goes back as far as Tuig. Tuig feeds that back inside, and it looks like it's Noonan again, brushing off 2 or 3 players. Back to Shovlin. Shovlin on the 45. Shovlin has a few players with her. One of them is Tuig. Tuig then gives that back as far as Ellen O'Brien, who's come all the way up from the centre back position. Carlow are doing well. They've everyone well. They've 10 or 12 players back inside their own 45, and they're saying, London, come at us. You need to break us down. Lovely kick pass inside. That will break down many a defence. And it's Beatrice Casey on the far side of the field. She has that, plays a lovely inviting ball across. Tuig now. Tuig 21 yards out. Brilliant block down. Full length block down there, but it comes back. And now Tuig has it again. The team captain on her left in front of the goals. And that is a fine score. Well worked. And that's her opening score today. And the second score for London. 2 points to 1 here to the visitors. Good work there for Tuig. Good defending by Carlow as well. But it came to Tuig the second time. She went onto her left foot and put it over the bar. That kick out wasn't massively long, but it was accurate. It goes to a Carlow player, and Carlow hold on to this one. Goes back to where it all began, back to the goalie O'Reilly. Made a great save there about 10 minutes ago from Tuig there. Went just with her right hand and stopped it going into the back of the net. But now it's going to be a free out, and you can just see those flags over the far side of the field blowing directly into the Carlow girls' faces. This isn't ideal conditions for football, but both teams are playing incredibly well through these conditions. But London will be hoping to build up some kind of a lead in this first half, as that breeze is surely worth 3 or 4 points. Now the ball drops. Who's first to react? It is a Carlow player. They still have it over there. It looks like it's Hickey is on it. She's fighting hard and feeds it back as far as Atkinson. Atkinson plays that, a dangerous one enough though. It's dropping, it's gone to ground. A bit of muck there seems to slow down the ball a little bit and give Carlow a chance to recover from that one. They're dancing around tackles, still holding on. They're trying to make a bit of movement up the field, and they've got it now. They're up. Now they're starting to move. Now Carlow are on the attack here. They're up to the midfield, playing that one into the corner. That ball, is it going to make the line before the player? It maybe did. The referee, the linesman says, or the lineswoman in this case, says play on. It never went. Ruth Birmingham then picks it up. Ruth gives it forward. And now Carlow come. They've got the advantage of a free. There was a free called. Sarah Doyle was fouled, drew the tackle, won herself a free, and is quickly taken and laid across the field over as far as Rachel Sawyer. Rachel, who'll be definitely one of the better players here on this Carlow team, as our notes go absolutely flying all over the place here. But it's Carlow still on the attack, still going forward. They've won themselves a free, but there is a chance of a shot here, maybe. It's worked back outside as far as Byrne. Roisin Byrne now up to the 21. Roisin thought about the shot, but she lost it just at the last minute, just about to pull the trigger. But Carlow still have it. They're on the edge of the D. This is a chance of a score for them. Can the shot come in eventually? It's a big Gary Owen style one, and is it going to make its way out over the line for a wide ball? Yes, it has. That's a wide ball there for Carlow. So working so hard against that breeze, trying to get it up. Not an easy thing to do, and when you don't get the scores out of it, it just makes it so much harder to turn around and go back up the field. But that's exactly what they're going to have to do. Lovely ball to Murphy. She made a bit of space, took her eye off it at the very last minute though, and it went through her legs. That was in fact Niamh Walsh, I should say. Niamh Walsh just went through her legs at the very last minute, and Carlow have turned it over and won themselves a free. And now they're coming up the field here through Weir. Elaine Weir on the 45. Back as far as Birmingham. Birmingham gives that back as far as Atkinson. Atkinson looking up. She has a bit of open country in front of her. She's trying to drive into that. She gets into support. Lovely little 1-2, but it's well cut out there on the far side of the field now. So O'Brien gets it for London. She feeds it back. And now London have it. London have the chance. Linden over here is calling for it. Have they spotted her? Amy Shovling is 15 in her back, but she's way back the field there. Lovely accurate pass in as far as Noonan. Noonan is past her player. She's won herself a free, but the referee says play on, you have the advantage. She puts that inside. Now London have a chance of a score here. It's in as far as Rebecca Mills. Rebecca has support on her shoulder. This time it is Murphy. Murphy goes past her player. Murphy got 2 points the last day out against Limerick. She feeds that in inside as far as Walsh. Walsh has it. Walsh goes to ground though. What has the referee decided? He's decided it's going to be a free in. A free in for London. They worked hard for that one, but they've got themselves a free and a real chance of a score here. It's coming all the way back out. He definitely played a lot of advantage there, in fairness to him. It's gone all the way back out to the edge of the D. And I think it's going to be Hannah Noonan who's going to take this one. Hannah Noonan is going to take this free. And she puts that high. Is it accurate though? Yes, it looks like it is. And that is a good score from Hannah Noonan. Hannah, who we mentioned, played in the All-Ireland Senior Final back in 2015 for Dublin, so she has plenty of experience. She won the All-Ireland Junior back in 2008, and now she has a point here today for London. And as Carlow have to come out again, they just have to work so hard, playing into the rain, playing into the wind, trying to get it out. That's what they're trying to do, but London are stopping them. They're not letting them beyond that 45. Good handwind in there from Linden, but Carlow managed to get the rebound, and now they have it again, trying to work it out. Well done, well played there, and they're away into a bit of space now is Collins. Collins looks up. Has she got some support inside her? She ends up having to come back again. Back to Atkinson. Atkinson now has it. She has to go all the way back as well, but there is plenty of space on the far side of the field. Elaine Weir is in plenty of space as she gathers that ball. She's looking up. She's 2 or 3 players ahead of her that she could pass the ball into. She decides to take on her player and goes past her. Now she's up to the 45. She's looking strong. She's looking confident as she lays that off. Good strong running here. Is there a shot coming in? The shot's coming in on the right hand side. Shot, and that goes over the bar. And that was a great score there from Carlow as they just worked it down the field, and eventually they managed to put that one over the bar. So 3 points to 2 in favour of the visitors here. But again, as we've talked about a few times, the breeze is very substantial. And if they 1 point, we're about what, halfway through. There we go, there's the water break now. So roughly about halfway through this first half. With the score, Carlow 2 points, London 3 points. And I suppose the biggest factor in this game is the breeze, is the rain, are the conditions. Both teams have to manage them. You'd imagine from a Carlow point of view, they'll be happy enough to only be a point down, playing into that huge breeze, playing into that rain. But there is still only a point in this game. Hannah Noonan getting the last point there for London. She got one from a free. Tui also got a point, their team captain, as did Beatrice Casey. It was Dana O'Brien who got the opening score there for Carlow. Dana plays a lot of rugby with Leinster. In fact, she is their number 10. She is their kicker. So well able to kick an oval ball and a football. And they've also scored one other point there coming in the last couple of minutes. So 3 points to 2. But it is London. London who have the breeze on. They'll just want to get a few more scores there, managed there by a Limerick man, Patrick Bowles. His brother Richard actually was the manager of Galway when they won the All-Ireland Senior back in 2004. So plenty of experience in that family. Patrick in his own right has won plenty of titles with St Mary's over there in London. He's been involved in football over in London for a number of years and has had an awful lot of success. Last year, in 2019 actually, I should say, the last time London played in the Junior Championship, They reached the junior semi-final and were beaten by Fermanagh by 4 points on that occasion. Fermanagh actually ended up going on and losing that final, but they won it the following year. Fermanagh won the junior title in 2020, that short-lived title. But here we go, we're on the road again, and the sun possibly might even be coming out. It certainly looks a little brighter than it did 15 or 20 minutes ago, but we're off here again with London on the attack, trying to do their best, trying to make the most of that breeze. Lovely kick inside as far as O'Brien. O'Brien has support into Tuig. She has a point already today. She has Murphy calling for it. She decides not to go with her, takes it on herself. Gets the old 1-2, getting it again now. Still Tuig up to the 45. She's well able to go forward, and look at this, good ball inside. Again looking for Noonan. Noonan has been well marshalled in there. As she's a player with loads of experience and needs to be watched. And the Carlow defence is doing very well on her at the moment. That ball goes back as far as Cotter now. Cotter plays that one out to this side, out to Ruth Birmingham. Ruth Birmingham goes down on that. Had a player standing her up, decides to pass it off, and she keeps running, looking to get the ball back. The ball doesn't come back to her on this occasion. So Carlow hold on to this. There are 3 or 4 players now running down this near side of the field. Again, just having to work it in small little pockets, little triangles, holding on to it. The ball is just dropped there. The referee says nothing happened there. The ball just went to ground, and London have turned it over again through Amy Shovlin. Amy is a very famous father, of course, Martin, who won in All-Ireland with Donegal back in 1992. Now the ball is played inside Niamh Feeney. Niamh Feeney, is she going to beat the ball to the line? It doesn't look like it. No, it's gone out for a line ball. A line ball to Carlow, and they'll be delighted with that. It'll just take the pressure off for another couple of minutes. They can take their time, reset, and try and work their way out of their own cornerback position. That one is a dangerous one. It's played across its own goal. Has it got the distance? It has. Well spotted there by Cotter. She was onto that, anticipated that, and got the ball. Even was fouled, but the referee says she got the advantage. The advantage worked for them, and now they have the ball again. Just coming out of their own 45. That one is well cleared down the line and out in front. Brilliant running there by Kelly. Kelly is out in front. Niamh Kelly tries to go down that the first and second time, but I think the referee is saying she has been held. There was something going on there he didn't like anyway, so it's going to be a free out. Good work there by Niamh Kelly just to be out on alert and win that free. And Carlow now come again. Niamh Kelly, I should say Niamh Murphy that time, gives that one back inside. Back to Atkinson. She plays that across the field over there to the lively Sarah Doyle. Sarah Doyle has it now. She's way out the field. Sarah Doyle got 6 points the last day out against Limerick, yet to score today. She plays that one down inside. Good ball down inside as far as Sawyer. Rachel Sawyer plays that off again, and lovely run forward here by Mohan. Mohan plays that one in, gets the return, does she? No, it's turned over, and Hunt of London gets that, but no, the referee said a hand went in there illegally or something he didn't like. Either way, it's going to be a free to Carlow, and they have a chance to try and build on an attack here. Just a point down, despite playing into this breeze, this gale, this storm, a lot of people are calling it the last few days now. I don't know, has it fully hit storm type condition just yet? Right now we've got a little bit of a calm. The breeze is still pretty strong though. And now Sarah Doyle has a chance. This is her 3rd free kick of the day. It's the most central of the 3, but probably the farthest distance out. The last 2 were definitely caught by the wind. But here comes Sarah. She floats that one in. She's floating it, but she's floating it to the left and wide. Disappointing from her point of view, but they'll be hoping to just pin this kick out. They won't want to go beyond the 45. They want to pin London back into their own defence. That's what they'll be trying to do. But that is a brilliant kick out. That's unbelievable distance on that one. No London player got to, but in rugby parlance, that one found touch about 45, 46 yards out, maybe even 60 yards out from her own goal. Great kick out there by Keith O'Reilly. The accuracy wasn't on it, but plenty of distance. And now Carlow, between the 265s with their own line ball, goes short in as far as Ware. Ware is dispossessed of Tuig, managed to spot that before it got in as far as Ware. She played it outside, and now London have it. Now they're starting to go forward. Bit of a slip, bit of a foul. The referee said there was a bit of a pull back there, and now London have the free. Back as far as Shovlin. Shovlin, who has 15 in her back, but has definitely been playing more around the midfield in the last few minutes. Shovlin gives it on. Gives it on as far as Roach. Roach gives it back to Tuig. Tuig plays it out to the far side, and they're working up as far as Noonan. Hannah Noonan scored from a free a few minutes ago. Hannah goes to ground, does 3 or 4 tumbles. The referee says she's fouled, and will she stand up and take the free herself? Potentially so. It looks like she is. She's going to stand up. She didn't play the last day. She didn't travel over for the Limerick game, and what an addition she is to any side. Here she is, between 21 and 14 yards out on her right hand side. She has won already, the Parnell's woman, as she takes that, not an easy angle, has the breeze at her back, but she gets the white flag. She gets her 2nd score of the day. That's 2 frees for Hannah Noonan. Hannah is due to be married next month, I believe, around St. Patrick's Day, so she's a lot to look forward to in the next couple of months, and she'll be hoping to be taking a victory back to London after today's game, whereas Carlow now have it. And a bit of been pulling and dragging. The referee says it's going to be a free out and a chance for them to just, again, as we said, reset, get a chance to look up the field to see how they can get out of their own half-back position here. Goes short, ends up getting it back there. She gets it back there, does Collins. Collins feeds that as far as Atkinson again. She's been pushed. Is she staying in? The referee says there was a push, yeah. That is not allowed. Ladies football, of course, is meant to be 100% non-contact. Now that is very hard to referee and actually play, so there's always a little bit of it, but that was, pushing isn't allowed in any game, I suppose you could argue. That one goes up the line. Carlow hold on to it. Shovlin tried to get a hand on that, but didn't do enough. And now it's Niamh Kelly. Niamh Kelly's lost it though. She's lost it there. And London come again, and now Carlow are slightly out of position, and London have the numbers. Beatrice Casey now, she was being held, and maybe that was an important foul to make from a Carlow point of view, as London had the numbers over and they were starting to go forward, and now to get a chance. But there's going to be a yellow card dished out potentially, is it? No, it's just a warning. A warning. Of course, a yellow card in ladies football would be 10 minutes in the bin, so that will be a bit of a big deal at this point in the game, coming up into the last 10 minutes or so of this first half. It looked like it was Ruth Birmingham that got the chance there, but now a shot comes in from the team captain from way out the field on the right hand side. Has it gone between the posts? Yes, it has. Good score there from Tuig. That's our second of the game from the captain from Holloway Gales. 5 points to 2. Oh, a poor kick out straight onto that is Noonan. Here comes Noonan. She has support inside. London on the attack here. Chance of a goal. Brilliantly saved there by Birmingham. Throw a body on the line. Takes a deflection off her, or a brilliant block off her, you could argue. Goes out for a 45. But there was danger there. Hannah Noonan was very alert. Played it inside. The shot came in. Birmingham put her body on the line. The team captain there put her out for a 45 when it looked like the goal was at her mercy. So the score remains 5 points to 2. But Carlow will be counting their blessings there, as that was a real chance of a goal. So the ball is taking its time to come out. Noonan gets it and she's sprinting out to the right position. She knows they have the breeze and they need to capitalise on this as much as they can. She goes short, hoping to get to return, no doubt, and she does get it now. She's made about 10 yards from that one. She's up to the edge of the D, feeds it back to Casey. Casey now goes out into a bit of space, looking for it. Looks like a high tackle came in, and she has won her side a free. And Hannah Noonan will no doubt come over and take that. She scored from a similar position a few moments ago, so she'll feel she has what it takes to put this one over. In between the 14 and the 21, just steadying herself. The referee making a note of that incident. As here comes Hannah Noonan. She has 2 already, both from frees. That one looks to be pretty accurate, and the umpire's like that. He goes to the white flag. That's her 3rd score of the day. Hannah Noonan didn't play the last day and has made 3 vital scores today. 6 points to 2 in favour of the visitors. Now the last kick out didn't go in any way as well as they would have liked from a Carlow point of view. Neither does this one. It's well cut out there, and now London have managed to turn it over. Noonan feeds it on to Murphy. Murphy with the shot. It looks like that one has gone right between the posts again, and that is a good score there from Renee Murphy. She puts that over the bar. She got 2 the last day out against Limerick. Now she's got 1 here today against Carlow. And these kick-outs are just becoming so important from both sets of players' point of view, where you can see there the wind is really kicking up. It's not easy, kick far, and now they've been turned over again. It's Feeney of London. Feeney gets it, feeds it inside, chance of a score here. It just bounces, but still there, still London on the attack. The shot coming in, that one looks high, that one looks accurate, and that one has gone over the bar again. And this time again, it's Hannah Noonan with her 1st score from play of the day. She has 4 now, 3 from frees and 1 from play. Has that gone over the bar now? 8 points to do in favour of the visitors. But as we have said numerous times, it is all about the breeze. It is all about building up a big lead for London, almost in cricket parlance. When you set the run target, they have to try and match it. That's what London will be trying to do here, and at the moment they're 6 points up. Is that going to be enough, they'll feel? And Carlow have managed to break out this time. They managed to break out from their kick-outs, but that one has gone to ground, hit a Carlow lady last, and it's gone out of play, and it's going to be quickly taken there now by Roach. Roach goes back as far as Walsh. Walsh is brilliantly dispossessed though there by Niamh Kelly, does really well, but the ball just beats her to the line, and it's going to be a line ball. She's not happy about that. She said she put her whole effort into winning the ball back, but just didn't go her way. And now it's Murphy, who scored a few minutes ago. She gives it back to Shovlin. Sullivan has enough time to pick that up on the second attempt as she feeds that back as far as Roach, and now London are coming again. Beatrice Casey, hand pass over, smart hand pass inside as far as Noonan again. Noonan is stood up, but Noonan still holds on to it and goes back around in the second attempt. She gets the 1-2. Here comes Hannah Noonan again. 4 points to her name today. 3 from freeze, 1 from play. Give that back out to Casey. Casey with the shot. Has it got enough distance on it? Yes, it has. Brilliantly worked score from Beatrice Casey. Her second one of the day. Brilliant teamwork there. Hannah Noonan orchestrated the whole thing, laid it out to Beatrice Casey. She threw her trusted right boot at it and put it over the bar. Beatrice's father, Jerome, is actually the president of the Munster LGFA, so no doubt he'll be looking on. He's a proud man today because that is 2 good scores from her. We're coming up to the closing stages here of this first half. 9 points to 2 in favour of London as that one goes out, straight out over the line. And again, it puts Carlow under pressure. Those kickouts are so important. You need to be winning your own ones, and now it's Tuig. Tuig has it. She looks across. She's a couple of London players there on her shoulder. One of them is Linden. Hannah Linden goes past her player, takes a couple of hops, still has it, but she's lost it. And Carlow now have it. Now they have a chance to do something. Now they have a chance. Finally, they have a few numbers over, and they start to break. This one is a lovely ball down as far as Kelly again. Kelly has been lively anytime she's got the ball. She has great pace. She definitely has the beatings of her player as she goes down the line. She was pulled and dragged. Definitely pulled back there was Kelly as she was trying to advance. It looks like Ellen O'Brien is now picking her up. They have spotted her as a bit of a danger, so they've moved Ellen O'Brien from centre back over onto her to try and match her speed. And Carlow have it now through their own number 6, Atkinson. Atkinson gives that lovely little fist pass far as Niamh Murphy. Niamh Murphy goes back to where it came from, back to Atkinson. She feeds that across the field as the wind again kicks up as Carlow try to hold on to this. It's Rachel Sawyer now. Rachel Sawyer, who got Carlow's second point of the game, I believe. Now she gets it. She's still driving forward. What has the referee decided now? He's going to have a chat with it. Is he going to have a chat? No, he's not. It's hard to tell from what he's actually doing now. I think he's giving a free into Carlow anyway, is the long and the short of it. Again, just taking a tick in there. No yellow cards been dished out just yet, but there's plenty of ticks beside plenty of girls' names from that first half. That goes to ground, and it's going to be a free into Carlow. The breeze now has kind of gone diagonally across the field, so maybe isn't favouring anyone too much at the moment, but again it's into the Carlow girls' face. Lovely diagonal ball inside, lovely out in front, brilliantly taken there by Byrne. Byrne's past her player. She was in on goals there, definitely pulled down in between the 21 and the 14. She was heading for goal, she had goal in her mind, but she's pulled down. She got 1-2 in the county final for her club there as her club marched on to their 3rd county final in a row, I believe it was. Or no, it wasn't. They were going for, they lost 3 in a row before they won that one. Benny Kerryton, Ireland. Skinned her player there, went in, was fouled, and now it's a free, and it's going to be Sarah Doyle again, I believe, with this one. Puts as much power as she could into that one. Is it as accurate as it should be? Yes, it is. That's over the bar. They missed a few in the first half, but that one is a good score, and it's put over the bar. In fact, I think that was Dana O'Brien. I think they managed to change free takers there in the last few minutes. Dana there went with power. As we mentioned a few minutes ago, she is a kicker with Leinster under 18s, or was last year, so has plenty of power in that boot of hers, and that one's gone over the bar. 9 points to 3 here in net watch. Dr. Cullen Park, and it's London again on the attack. It's Linden. Linden gives it in as far as Hannah Noonan. Hannah Noonan has another player standing her up, but Hannah managed to retain her composure and gives that off inside in as far as Murphy. This axis has worked well already, but she's pulled down. Murphy's pulled down, and it's a free. Murphy and Hannah Noonan both played together for Parnell's back in 2012 when they went all the way to win the All-Ireland Intermediate Club title. They came over to Ireland for the final of that and beat Care of Tipperary in that final. Both Hannah Noonan and Renee Murphy were on that team. Here goes Noonan with the free. Has she managed to curl that just inside? It doesn't look like it's gone. Oh, it's not. It has snuck in. Our cameraman here felt that was gone to the right and wide, and he is one of the best views, but the umpire there, who probably has the better view again, he says that was a free. That's over the bar. Hannah now has 4 from frees and 1 from play, and that is the end of the action from that first half. So after what, I suppose a fairly up and down kind of first half, London are the dominant team. They do have the breeze though. As you'd expect, they are winning at half time, but are they winning by enough? The half-time score here in Netwatch, Dr. Cullen Park, is London 10 points, Carlow 3 points. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with the full second half after this break. Welcome back to Netwatch. Dr. Cullen Park here for this 4B ladies football game between London and Carlow. If you're just joining us, the first half really was all about the breeze, and London made the best use of it. They had it. They've built up a 7-point lead now here going into this second half. It's Carlow 3 points. It's London 10 points. We'll keep an eye out for any changes there that might be on the teams. We'll be expecting a few, of course, with ladies football this year in the group stages of the league. You're allowed to make as many substitutions as you want, so we could see a whole host of them in this second half, as the breeze is just still a little, maybe has slackened off a small bit, but it's still going to be a major factor in this game, you'd imagine, as we get going here again. Just to run down on the scores from a Carlow point of view, they are 3 points, 2 of them coming from Dana O'Brien, 1 from free and 1 from play, and Rachel Sawyer with the other score. From a London point of view, Hannah Noonan has 5 points. Hannah has 5 points. Who's beside her? The midfielder, of course, 2 week, and team captain has 2. Beatrice Casey has 2, and Renee Murphy has 1. We're nearly ready to go here. I'm just going to get my clock set up and ready to go here as the referee is about to throw this one in. He's looking around making sure everything is in place, and it seems to be. So he's just waiting for the officials, I suppose, to get in place and get the backroom teams off the field. He'll want to get this going as quick as he can as well. It's not a warm day here. The breeze is going to be affecting him as much as anyone else. Again, we see Hannah Noonan is up here for the throw-in. She's wearing 11 on her back, but she's there, and there we go. We'll get our timer started, and we're off, and we're ready to go, and it's Carlow straight onto the attack. Daley wanted to make use of that breeze, and they're going the right way about it. As that one goes in, it goes in inside as far as Sarah Doyle. Sarah's onto it. She's not in the best position. Oh, she skins her player there. She's in along the end line. Here comes Doyle. Doyle on her right. Doyle with a shot. Brilliant save. But the ball is still there. Still dangerous. Still ricocheting over and back. Where's it gone? The goalie goes down and it dives on it. Almost rugby style. She still has it. She tries to drive out. Wins herself a free. But huge danger there. Brilliant play there by Kiva O'Reilly in the London goal. She came out, just smothered Sarah Doyle as she was running through, got down on the ball, didn't let her take that shot on, and when the shot, I suppose, did eventually come in, she was right down on top of the ball and stopped it, hitting the back of the net. Brilliant work there for Kiva O'Reilly, and then she was up again quickly to stop them scoring on the rebound, so their score remains 10 points to 3, but a great start from Carlow as well. They'll be thinking we need to get the ball into Sarah Doyle a little bit more. She has the beatings of her player, and she has an eye for goal. But O'Reilly was well up to it on that occasion. Now it's Tuhig. Tuhig, the London captain, takes a big shoulder there. The referee allows and lets play on, and London hold on to this. They're going to have the same difficulties as Carlow did in that first half, getting the ball out of their own 45. They've won a free. Good work there from Tuhig there. Gets herself a free and now has a chance. She actually leaves it down there as she advances up the field a little bit more. Leaves it off there to Niamh O'Brien. She goes back as far as Hunt. Hunt, the full-back, puts a dangerous enough one across. Sarah Doyle again is alert onto that, got a foot in it, but didn't manage to pick it up. And it goes back to Hunt again, who comes out of her own defence and this time gives off the pass and give London a chance to build inside their own 45. Little 1-2 over across. Shovlin was looking like she was going to get onto that. She took a step back, but the ball never made it as far as her, as Niamh Walsh was tackled. She goes to ground, and it's going to be a free in. A free in now. Carlow looking to take this quickly again. Sarah Doyle was going to be the target, but I think that avenue was cut off as it goes back. It looks like Gilmartin has made her way back onto the field. The number 12. She didn't start the game, but she now has come onto the field. We'll keep an eye on who might have come off, as Niamh Murphy, the girl who replaced her to start the game, is still on the field. So we'll just keep an eye on that as the ball is still working its way over there. Looks like number 20 for London has also come onto the field. We'll keep an eye on that as we go on as well. The number 20 is Emma Mulhern, as Carlow come onto it again. And they're going forward. Emma Mulhern has made his way onto the field, as we mentioned there. And Carlow still have it at the edge of the D, working it over now, working it as far as Sawyer. They've gone inside, pass inside, chance of a goal here, punch, well saved. Though London just had enough players back on the line. It looked like from here that Niamh O'Brien was back on the line and stopped that one going over. It was punched into the net from a few yards out, but just stopped from getting over the line there. Good work from Niamh O'Brien from Parnell's, the Ross Carbery native. And number 25, we're just here and there, has made her way onto the field for Carlow. And as we did, we're just here and there, Avian Gilmartin, and we're going to, the PA is going through all the subs there, as we might have a little pause in play as there's an injury to the London goalkeeper, it looks like Kiva O'Reilly. She was brilliant there on last couple of attacks by Carlow. She's still down getting a bit of attention though. Hopefully she'll be okay to play on. She is okay. She looks to be up and ready to go again, which is good to see from a London point of view. She has been very, very good for them thus far. And she is up. She's okay. The crowd like that when she's up. She takes a short little kick out there, back as far as Mulholland. Nicole Mulholland still has it. Just she's been strongly tackled there, but illegally tackled, says the referee. And now she has a chance. She goes back the field, back as far as Hunt. Hunt doesn't manage to gather that. The pass was slightly overhit. They're good tackling there. It looked like the number 25 on the far side of the field was putting in some big tackles there from a Carlow point of view, not letting Hunt advance out of her own full back line. Back to field now again. Number 15 is Roisin Bailey. According to our notes, the programme we got here, they had a couple of different changes. There was a few late changes to that Carlow squad, particularly I should say in the substitutions. A lot of the numbers we got weren't the same number they're wearing, but here comes a shot. We do have this girl's name. It is Elaine Ware. It's dropping dangerously inside. Well, Shovlin is back there. Shovlin again. We've mentioned a few times in the first half she has 15 on her back, but she done very well there from a defensive point of view and stopped that going in past her as there was a Carlow player waiting, lurking dangerously in around the square, but Shovlin did well. And now London have it on the far side of the field. But it's gone out for a line ball now to Carlow. They go back, they go short. We're going to expect to see a lot of this now in this second half, with London just back defending as Carlow come at them. Ware now, Elaine Ware on the edge of the D. She looks up, she fancies her chances from there. That is a decent enough effort, but it's gone to the right and wide. Had enough distance, but just not enough accuracy on that occasion, as Elaine Ware shoots to the right and wide, and still 10 points to 3. And so far this second half has been all Carlow. And it's O'Reilly now. O'Reilly tries to just get that over the Carlow press, and it looks like she has managed it as this one comes to Ellen O'Brien. Ellen O'Brien feeds that one forward. The first time we've seen the ball up this far up the field in the second half. And it's Linden now. Hannah Linden has it. Hannah Linden takes a solo. She's been well tackled there, but still Linden has it. She actually wins a free, but the referee says you have the advantage as she gives this into Hannah Noonan. Noonan has 5 points from the first half. She feeds that back as far as Noonan. Noonan doesn't manage to get the return though. Wasn't the best pass there from Murphy, and Carlow managed to get that one away. Dropping now in between the 265s. Carlow have this lovely ball. Great run outside here as far as Niamh Kelly. What a ball to her. Kelly is an absolute live wire. Here she goes, soccer style along the ground till she gets enough time to pick it up. She goes back inside as far as O'Brien. O'Brien has 2 from that first half. O'Brien feeds that one back outside, and still Carlow hold on to it now through Byrne. Byrne looks at the post, goes back outside as far as Sawyer. Sawyer gives that back, but the shot is eventually coming in from O'Brien again. O'Brien has 2 in the first half, but she doesn't get to add to that total in the second half as that one goes wide. Still 10 points to 3. Around 7 minutes or so gone in this first half, or second half I should say, and it looks like Carlow are going to make a substitution there. They're calling Cueva, was the shout from the sideline there. Cueva, who is going to be called down there now. She's going to do a bit of warm-up. Potentially he's going to come onto the field in the next few minutes, but we'll stick with the play here as it's dropped now, and London have it. They have it over there through Emma Mulhern, who come on at half-time wearing number 20 on her back. Now they've worked it back, now back as far as Shovlin again. Shovlin rides the tackle there, holds on to it, gives it as far as Casey. Casey was 2 points from the first half. Beatrice Casey was back inside her own half, takes a solo, manages to get the foul there and win herself a free. And win her side a free as they come forward here. Now they've worked it down, they're inside to the 45. They'll want to make this count as they've got so little possession down this end of the field in this second half. But now they have it. Eventually it's gone down on top of, well picked up there by Byrne again. Or it's not Roisin Byrne, it's Rebecca Mills. Rebecca Mills feeds inside in her right boot. She gives it on. Well, Mulhern has it. Mulhern still has it for London. Now it's Murphy again. Murphy feeds it back outside, out to the far side of the field to Hannah Linden. Hannah Linden goes down on that the second time and has it. She's inside the 14. Still Linden going forward for London, puts a dangerous one across the square. There's a volley thrown at that. Hannah Noonan, we mentioned she's pretty good at soccer as well. Threw a boot at that, but just didn't manage to direct it toward the goal. But it's a lot better from London, and they've actually won themselves a free. So we're going to go back, and it's going to be Hannah Noonan who's probably going to take that free as well. and they'll be happy with that. They took them a while, took them 8 odd minutes to manage to work that ball down into a scoring position, but they have got there, they've worked it down. And now Hannah Noonan is looking for her 6th score of the game. Hannah takes a couple of solo steadies herself. She keeps looking back as if she's going to go something short. Have they worked on something? She does go short. She goes short to Mulhern. Mulhern gives it back to Hannah. Hannah Noonan with her right boot, outside the right boot. The breeze catches that and just sends it to the right and wide. A good bit of intricate play there between Mulhern and Hannah Noonan, but it just didn't pay off in the end. Again, that breeze which has been causing havoc all day, especially when shooting down into those goals. And it just happened again there. 10 points to 3, still in favour of London. Another good kick out all the way down. Again, looking for Sarah Doyle. Sarah Doyle looks like she's going to get onto that, takes a couple of touches, but that touch is just a little bit heavy and it goes out over the line. It's going to be a line ball to London, and it gives them a chance to go back down in search for a couple of more scores. So London don't look to be in a huge hurry to take this line ball. But why would they be? I suppose they're 7 points up at this stage. They're looking for their first win of the league, as are Carlow. As we mentioned at the start of the game, both sides really need a win here. They both lost the first day out, so they need a win today. Hannah Noonan. Hannah didn't play that first day against Limerick, but she's playing today, and she has 5 points already. Now she's going forward. Good ball outside as far as Walsh. Niamh Walsh now. Niamh Walsh up to the 44, up to the 21. Gives that back outside. Is it Mulhern who's made a big contribution since coming on? Still London on the attack. The shot coming in from a dangerous enough angle. Not an easy angle, but it's a good score. That's gone over the bar. London have opened their scoring for the second half. Good score from a difficult enough angle as that one went over the bar. And now it's 11 points to 3 in favour of the visitors. Tuig now has it. She plays a delicate one down the line. Is she going to get the return? Yes, she does. She gets it back. Now she looks up pretty central. She won't take it on from there. Or yes, she will. Or was that a pass inside? Lovely pass inside as far as Hannah Noonan. Hannah Noonan shrugs off a couple of players. The shot's coming into Murphy. Murphy with a shot. And Murphy has it that. Oh, it's saved. The hand goes up from the umpire suggesting it's a 45, so there must have been a touch on it. But that access, you've seen it work a few times now. Maybe that's the 3rd or 4th time they've tried to work it into Noonan. Noonan plays it off to Murphy. Their club mates, they've been playing together for a long, long time. You can see the understanding they have. And that did work really well for him there. Murphy just took the shot though, took a deflection and went out for a 45 and gives London another chance. And is Hannah Noonan going to take this again? Yes, she is. 11 points to 3 that are looking dangerous. There's a lot going on in the field. There's a substitution possibly happening over there. A hand injury to it looks like out there. It looks like Kiva Collins. And she's about to make her way off the field. So we will see who's going to replace her. Is it just going to be a bit of running repairs, or is she off for the whole day? It looks like potentially is there number 24 has come onto the field at the far side. We'll keep an eye on that as Hannah Noonan takes one off the ground. Quick 45, but it's well cut out there, well read there from a Carlow point of view. And now they come on the attack. It's number 17 who's made his way onto the field. We'll talk about that again in 2 seconds. Niamh Kelly gets the ball. Niamh gives it on to Atkinson. Atkinson has it now. She gives it back as far as Niamh Kelly. Niamh Kelly is in a bit of space. She passed 2 players. Still Niamh. Niamh with a shot. And Niamh with the score. And that is no more than Niamh Kelly deserves. She has been a live wire all day, up and down the field, a constant turn in the London side, and she puts that one over. London looked to take that one very quickly. No, I thought that was actually a kick out. She was just kicking away the ball there, was Grieve O'Reilly. What a great score there from Niamh Kelly, and now it's 11 points to 4. Still London in the lead, but Carlow starting to eat into it a small one. Again, the kick out again doesn't go maybe to its intended target, but London have managed to pick it up on the second attempt, and now they have it. Amy Shovlin now shovels that one forward as far as Murphy. Murphy has it. She had a goal chance a couple of minutes ago. Now she's won her side a free there and around the centre back position. She's looking up. Beatrice Casey is close by. She's going to give it to her. She looks like she's going to go farther than that, though. She gives a low ball in as far as Hannah Linden. She gets it back to Murphy. That was Mulhern, in fact, not Linden. Mulhern is there as well, fighting for it. Atkinson then feeds that one forward as Carlow turn this one over. Get that lovely catch there as Carlow still come on the attack, working in the shot from a fair distance out there. Oh, it's well saved though. Was that sneaking in? The shot was from all the way out the field from Roisin Byrne. Queeve O'Reilly felt it was better to just punch that one out. That one could have snuck in, I suppose. It was a fair effort from Roisin Byrne, and it results in a 45 to Carlow. So Queeve O'Reilly has been busy in the second half. That's the maybe second or third potential goal that she stopped by, just getting her body behind it, making some good saves, and now it's a 45. 45 to Carlow. Nice one left in. Is it Shovlin goes up for that one? It's still there. It's dangerous. Bouncing around the box. Who's getting onto it? Is it going to be there's a push? There's a penalty. A penalty for Carlow. This would really could turn the game on its head. 11 points to 4. A goal here would bring them up to 7 points. And we're only 4 in this game. Coming up towards the water break in this second half. There was a push in there, says the referee. He's gone in talking to his umpire just to confirm he's made the right decision. Will there be any further action taken? We will find out in the next couple of minutes. Is he calling over a player? He doesn't seem to be just at the moment. And it looks like, is it going to be Niamh Kelly who's going to take this penalty? She scored a point a few minutes ago. Yeah, that's number 10. That's Niamh Kelly. She's going to take this one. As you mentioned, she's been very good today. Possibly Carlow's best player of the day. And she's going to take this one in a mucky enough area inside there where she's kicking this off. Not easy for the penalty taker. Caoimhe O'Reilly in the London goals has been very good today. Can Caoimhe get her body behind this? She'll be hoping. Lovely shot, low! And Niamh Kelly finds the net. She has 1-1 for the day. And now we have a game on our hands. 1-1 for Niamh Kelly in the second half. She has really come into her own from a scoring point of view. She was well in the game in the first half as well. It couldn't convert them into scores, but 1-4 to 11 points. That will give the home side here a real shot in the arm. The crowd like that one. They're starting to build. But now it's London who will want to get a score quickly to stop that bit of momentum that Carlow have gained in the last few minutes. And now they have the ball up to the halfway line. Lovely fist forward, and London have the numbers here on the far side. Mulhern is calling for it. She doesn't get the ball as Beatrice Casey holds onto it. Beatrice is over to 45. Takes her life in her hands there by bouncing it, but it comes back up to her in these mucky conditions. It's hard to do that. Here comes Murphy again, who's been very good today. She was looking to play that into Hannah Noonan, but I think she's done enough to win her side a free. Yes, she has. And Hannah is going to take this one again. Hannah, who has 5 points from that first half. She's kicking into the breeze from the edge of the D. Not an easy position. Will she drop it in? Will she go short? We've seen her do a couple of little 1-2s from frees already in this game when she hasn't taken them on. This one, she just drops that one in as far as Tui. She feeds that forward. Now it's back to Murphy. Murphy, who started this move, back to Noonan. Noonan feeds that one back outside. Is there a shot going to come in? Yes, eventually the shot does come in, but it's shot to the right and wide. It was a hurried enough shot in the end. I think that was Mulhern who eventually took that shot. It was slightly hurried. Was it the number 20? Hard to see again from here. I think it was. It doesn't count as a score though, I suppose, so that is the main fact. It wasn't, in fact. The shot eventually came in from Rebecca Mills, but she was hurried as she put that to the right and wide. And now it's Sarah Doyle of Carlow. Sarah's way out of her comfort zone out there, all the way up from the corner forward position. She was back there in the half back line, but she has started to move, and now Carlow look dangerous. They're flying it forward here. Good pace, good skill driving forward here. Is that Rachel Sawyer? Yes, it is. Takes a couple of solos. Here comes Rachel with a shot on her right boot. Oh, it's off the post. It's still there, still dangerous, but London react quickly. They get onto that and clear it away. But that was a brilliant move from Carlow. Real flowing interplay by a couple of players involved in that one. Went to Rachel Sawyer. She took a couple of lovely solos. They took the shot, but it was off the post. And they don't get a score out of it on this occasion. And London live to fight another day. 1-4 to 11. 7 points to 11. As London come away again. Both teams looking for their first win of the campaign. London looking for their first win since about 2019, as they hadn't played since 2019. So it sounds like a big number, but I suppose it's the results of COVID and a couple of other things that they haven't played since then. But now it's Carlow on the attack again, working inside, trying to create a position for a shot outside as far as Niamh Kelly. She has 1-1 already today. Niamh with a cheeky little chip. Oh, and she found the net. It looked like she was actually going for that. She chipped it over the goalie. You could see from this distance, was she going for it, wasn't she going for it? I think she was. I think she tried to chip the goalie, and just as the ball hits the net, the referee has called for a water break. But what a score! That's 2-1 for Niamh Kelly. She has turned this game single-handedly on its head. What an effort. And that really changes the dynamic of this water break. What the managers probably had made out to say to the players has completely been thrown out the window as a result of that score. A real individual effort as Niamh Kelly just ran down, spotted that Caoimhe O'Reilly was slightly off her line, and she executed that to absolute perfection. So Carlow now 2-4, London 11 points. That is 10 points to 11. We did talk about that breeze been worth an awful lot, and how London just set a target and then Carlow had to try and match it, and they've almost got it. and they still have plenty of time, as we've got half a half left for Carlow to come back, get that couple of scores, and try and bring this home for the home side here, who would absolutely love that. The breeze is just as strong as ever as well, so it really does give Carlow a chance. But London have the experience. They have a couple of players, as we've mentioned already, the likes of Hannah Noonan, the likes of Renee Murphy, who have been playing for a long time, plenty of experience, who've won All Irelands at different levels, who'll be just saying to their girls, we just need to calm down, we just need to get the next couple of scores and take the sting out of Carlow's attack. They'll be talking, I imagine, as well about Niamh Kelly and what they can do to stop her. We earmarked her there in that first half, how she was causing absolute havoc, but what a finish that was. 2-4 to 11 points as we get going here for the fourth quarter of this Division 4 game here in Netwatch, Dr. Cullen Park. And that one goes out as far as Tuig. Tuig gets that, hops in front of her, and she goes back outside. They just have to play it through the lines now. They can't really afford to kick it into such a stiff breeze. But Carlow are going at it in packs. Look at that, 3-4 Carlow players around her. Back to Tuig again, but they're not letting her out easy, just pushing her back there into the corner every time. Look at that, they just want this. Look how much Carlow seem to want this. Oh, I don't know, was that a kick or a pass, but Carlow have turned it over. It definitely wasn't a pass, as is the Carlow player who manages to get in there. Oh, but it's gone to ground there. Hunt was in the right place. And it's Mulhern now of London who's got it and manages to win her side. It's a free out now, a free out for London, which they will gleefully take, as that one goes as far as Niamh Walsh. Niamh Walsh then gives that one forward. London just come on to this one again. Taking a little solo there is Beatrice Casey. Beatrice takes another solo there. Maybe he was getting away from her, but there was a shoulder went in there according to the referee, so it is going to be a free out for London. They hold on to the slenderest of leads here in Carlow, as he's going to have a word there with one of the Carlow players. I think he put in that shoulder. Is that their number 15? I think it might be their number 15, Rachel Sawyer. It isn't, in fact, it's their number 8, Nuala Mohan. And Nuala gets a yellow card, so she'll be spending the next 10 minutes in the bin. So if she comes back on, there won't be a huge amount of time left. So that is a big blow from a Carlow point of view, as Nuala is sent to the bin for 10 minutes. And roughly she'll be back on just for the end, whatever added time will be on, she'll be back for. There won't be a huge amount of time left when she does come back onto the field. London will want to capitalise on that, and now they have it. Now they have it through their danger woman, Hannah Noonan. Hannah up to the 45. Still Hannah going strong. She has support there from Walsh. Walsh puts that one inside into plenty of space, but it's just gone over the head of Mulhern. She keeps that in danger here from a London point of view. Having got a shot in there, Murphy has it. She plays it outside, and the shot comes in, and that one goes over the bar. And London have managed to extend their lead to 2 points. Beatrice Casey gets her third of the day. And now it's 2-4 to 12 points in favour of London, as it looks like they're about to bring on their number 27. Carla Usher there is on the field, about to come on. Carla Usher about to come onto the field there for London. She is replacing number two for London, of course. Niamh O'Brien put in a big display, was involved in a couple of big blocks back there, the Rosscarbery native. Now Carlow, they're going again. They're down to 14 players, but they still have home advantage. Oh, that one is well broken up there by Hannah Noonan. Hannah Noonan feeds it back. Does she get to return? Here comes Hannah with this shot on her left, and she's put that to the left and wide. You could just see what the breeze did there to the ball. It looked to be heading over the black spot and then just spun off to the left in the end. And Hannah is down now after that. The referee is pointing to his head, as if to say she has a bit of she got a blow to the head. And is Hannah up and okay to play on? She is made of stern stuff. She won't want to go off the field. She missed that first game against Limerick, but has made a huge contribution today. She's been involved in everything good London have done. Scored 5 points in that first half. Could potentially have got a goal there a few minutes ago, but she's up. She's taking a few breaths, and she will play on. She will finish this game. So coming into the closing stages of this one, this do or die game for both teams. Both teams need to win. And that one goes long. It goes out. It goes too long, in fact. It beats every player on the field and it's made its way out over the sideline. And it's going to be a line ball to London on the far side of the field. I think the lineswoman there is saying you're not in the right place, but they go with it anyway. I think it was Beatrice Casey took that one. Sorry, it was Hannah Linden, I should say. She gets it back again. Now here comes Hannah down the sideline, goes back. London been patient with this one. Roach now. Roach feeds that one back and London still hold on to this one. Back as far as Niamh Walsh, who's been prominent in this game. She gives that back. And London look determined here as they drive forward through. Beatrice Casey again. Beatrice trying to look for Niamh Walsh, but is well ready. But it comes back. It comes back to Beatrice again. She is pulled down rugby style. The referee may have a word there as well. Beatrice was 3 already. She has been very dangerous when she has the ball in hand going forward, and it's going to be Hannah Noonan now to take this one, to try and open her account for this second half. But just as she picks up the ball, the wind really kicks up, the rain starts to cascade across the field as she tries to steady herself. She's trying to cover herself from the wind and the rain. We're trying to cover ourselves up in here, but even in the stand we're starting to feel the effects of it. This is not an easy kick. She will not be going directly from goals. She'll be hoping to try and get a bit of support, someone going short. She has a few options. She goes fairly short, so we hope for a return. She gets it. Hannah Noonan under 14, 21 even. She takes the shot, but it's blocked. The score remains at 2-4 to 12 points. The ball has gone to ground. Where is it at the moment? It's in the hands of a Carlow lady. She has it now. She's looking around. She goes short. That was Ruth Birmingham. She goes back. She gets it back again in between the 21 and the 45. Carlow need to get this out. They need to get a couple of scores, but that one goes to Renee Murphy. Renee Murphy picked that out of the sky, and it's back to Beatrice Casey. That pass just didn't go to hand. Beatrice gets it though. She picked it off the ground. She tries to drive forward, but she goes to ground. Carlow just defended brilliantly there, just had enough numbers there to block her from going any further forward, and now it's their chance to go. They haven't scored since this fourth quarter began, since Niamh Kelly got that brilliant goal just before the water break, but now they have a chance again, and that ball is left down inside, left down as far as Dana O'Brien, the Leinster rugby player, but the ball is going to beat her, is it? Amy Shovlin tried to just guide that out over, and it's gone out and wide, and the conditions are just getting worse and worse here in Carlow. Not a great day for playing football, but the girls will remember this one. Whoever gets out of this one will have earned their points in this league, as that one goes to Hunt. Hunt picks it up, turns, swivels, tries to get out. She's pulled it back. The referee says yes, she was, and now she is a free. And just look, I don't know, is this coming across on your screens at home, but wherever you are, stay where you are. You're nice, you're warm, and I hope you're enjoying the coverage today. As Hunt puts that one down, she puts it straight to a Carlow girl's arms. Now Carlow have it again, have a chance to try and create a score from here. It's left out to the side again. It's up to O'Brien. Dana O'Brien comes back inside, as we mentioned at the start. Carlow are missing Clean and Ihe, their taliswoman, but they have a new taliswoman today. That is Niamh Kelly. She has the ball. She feeds that back outside as far as Sarah Doyle. Sarah puts that one high, but I think it's just gone to the right hand side of the post and wide, and they needed a score there, but that one just went to the right hand side. But you can't blame a forward on a day like today, in a game like today with these conditions. Not easy shooting from any angle, but that one goes to the right and wide, and now Hunt gets it. There's a huge bunch of players there around the D there, but the ball isn't going anywhere near that bunch, which is probably a good thing from a London point of view as they try to break out. Now Hunt feeds that one forward again, just playing into this strong breeze. These short little passes are the way to go by the looks of things. It's O'Brien now. O'Brien comes across the field. She's trying to spread play out, it looks like. She gets it again, and London just holding on to this one. Just slowly, and the ball goes to ground. It's Murphy again. Murphy has been very good today. She has been getting plenty of ball and just trying to drive her team forward. That kick wasn't a very long one and put Beatrice Casey in a bit of bother. But Beatrice, another one who's been brilliant today, she gets that ball, kicks it, and look at that, she tried to give it to Hannah Noonan. She tried to kick a fairly straightforward pass, but the wind just swirled that away from Hannah Noonan. And here comes Carlow now again. They have a chance, they have the numbers over. There's two of them here. Niamh Kelly's on the far side calling for it. Have they spotted her? No, they haven't. They're going through the centre. They're going through Atkinson. Atkinson with the shot. Brilliantly cut down there by Hunt. Hunt put her body on the line, put her two hands out and stopped that one. That one looked to be heading over the crossbar, but Hunt was brave. Hunt was clever, and Hunt stopped that shot and stopped an almost certain score from a Carlow point of view. And London hold on to this one. 2-4 to 12 points still in favour of the visitors. As we're going to have a stop now, it looks like there's two players down on the far side of the field. There's about 2 minutes left in this one. We're expecting Nuala Mohan back onto the field in about 2 minutes' time. She's actually just come down out of the stand. She'll probably do a couple of little warm-ups before she comes back on. But there has been a bit of addition, and it looks like number 20 there from Carlow, Adele Hayden, has made her way onto the field. She was warming up for a long time. They're waiting for a break in play, but in fairness, that was a great passage of play. There hadn't been a break for a long time. So Adele Hayden comes in there in place of Roisin Byrne. Adele Hayden is in there. So we're going to get going once Elaine O'Brien gets up there for London. She's making her way onto her feet. So 10 points to 12 here in Carlow. Coming up to the last couple of minutes of normal time. There will be a little bit added on. There's been a few stoppages due to a few injuries, but it's London now who have it, taking it away from the Carlow goal, going towards the attacking end of the field from their point of view, going away from their own goal, and now they're driving forward, but it's dropping. Beatrice Casey fought there. Now she has it back again. Here comes Beatrice. Give it on to Murphy. Murphy, who has been very strong all day. Murphy tries to cut inside. She was looking for Hannah Noonan. Something they've been doing all day. Now Beatrice Casey in front of the goal. She's pulled out, and that has to be a penalty. The referee is taking his time with the call, and eventually he's given it. He really had no choice there. It looked like two Carlow players converged on Beatrice Casey there as she was going forward, and that is going to be a penalty. And if London score this, you imagine it's going to be Hannah Noonan is probably going to take this. If she manages to find the net here, that could be all over from a Carlow point of view. And London will be flying back home. Happy ladies with the result from today's game. But we'll just have to wait and see as we're coming up. We've just gone over the 30-minute mark, from what I can see from our stats anyway. So there'll be another stoppage here. So there probably is five or so minutes of added time to be played in this game. So probably a lot of ball to be played here yet, but if London can find the net with this one, it could really change things. 2 points in this one. And London seem to be warming up there. Aisling Cunningham, number 26, Aisling Cunningham for London seems to be warming up. She played against Limerick and made a big contribution. She actually scored 4 points all from frees the last day out, so she is well able to score as well if she does come onto the field. Carlow have never played in a national final, so even getting to the league semi-final stages will be massive. Carlow, yeah, a big breeze coming in there. It's starting to turn everything a bit sideways. Oh, a yellow card there, it looks like, for number 2 and 4. Was there 2 yellow cards? But 24, I should say. 24 for Carlow has got a yellow card for bringing down Beatrice Casey there. 24 for Carlow, of course. Hard to know with the way the programmes were lined out. I'm pretty sure that's Niamh Murphy who started the game. She has been yellow carded and sent to the bin for 10 minutes. So that's all she will play today, as Hannah Noonan is standing over this one. So the breeze, maybe the sun has even come out for the last couple of minutes of this game. Here comes Hannah, has 5 points for the first time. Hannah with the shot. Oh, well saved. With the rebound is there. Is Hannah going to get it? Yes, she has. Oh, Shannon Cotter had done so well to make the save from the penalty. But it was Hannah Noonan who was quickest to react. She had taken the original penalty. She was quickest to react, to run in and knock that home. Now it's 1-12. That's 15 points. Playing 2-4. That's 10 points, so 5 points to the good from a London point of view. Coming into the last minutes, we're gone over the 30 minutes of normal time, and it looks like Nuala Mohan is going to come back onto the field for Carlow in the next couple of minutes as well. They'll badly need her for the last few minutes of extra time if they're hoping to get any kind of result here today. And that one has gone out to the sideline. It's going to beat all the players as it goes out over the line, and going to be a line ball. Dana O'Brien did her best to keep that one in, but it's going to be a London ball. She's gone after it, actually, suggesting it's her ball. No, it's not, as Toohig goes over to take that off her. Toohig, the London captain. As we're seeing rainbows here in Carlow, which is nice to see. I hope that means it's the end of the rain for the day. But for these girls, it's too little too late from a weather point of view, as their match is nearly over. But Toohig has it now. Toohig goes back, holding on to possession. Still there, back in the corner. Back there through Mulholland. Gives it back to Hunt. Hunt, who's been strong and full back all day today. Gives that back as far as Shovlin. Again, who's played in every position on the field today. It feels like she's turning up everywhere as that one goes across the field. And London have it now. They'll want to hold on to position and get this ball as far away from their own goals as possible. That one is lovely kicked down the field. And now they have it again, just starting to come out there. Walsh feeds that one forward, and London are just getting this slowly but surely away from their own goals. Walsh has it again. She gives it on to Hannah Noonan. Look at Hannah Noonan go. She has 1-5 today. She looks up, feeds that back. She's hoping for the return. She goes forward again. That one just wasn't the best pass in the world. There was only one Carlow player back there, but she did exceptionally well to stop that going any further. And now it's Carlow have their chance again. Can they get something? They need to get a score quickly. They probably need to get a goal pretty quickly and then notch on a couple of more scores after that. But it's London who have turned that one back over it again. Mulholland has it again. Now it's O'Brien. O'Brien goes back to Mulhern. She feeds that on as far as Mulholland again. Back as far as Walsh. Walsh has it now. 14 of these players on the London squad hadn't played with London before this year. That is the hard thing about being a London player, they say. There's just so much turnover of players deciding to go on, players deciding to quit the game. But here's Beatrice Casey now. Beatrice Casey on her left foot with the shot. That one is going to drop short. Well read there by Shannon Cotter, who's been very good in the Carlow goal. Saved that penalty initially till Hannah Noonan just got the rebound and knocked it home. But it's Carlow going again. Coming out there, big tackles coming in, but they're holding on to possession well. Good strong run in there as they're knocking it forward, but there it's going to be cut out, is it? No, it's not. Over there on the far side of the field, Rachel Sawyer has it. She has a point from the first half, but that one has gone out for a line ball, but she's going to take it herself as quickly as possible. Should be the instruction from the sideline. She puts that one down as far as Sarah Doyle. Sarah Doyle doesn't manage to get that the first time, but it's still there. There's still a chance of a score from Carlow. Where has that gone? It's gone out over the line. Is it a 45? Is it a kick out? We're looking for a signal. Or is he calling it back? We're not quite sure. It's a free. He took his time about that one, but there was a push there, and it's going to be a free in a very scoreable position. Are they going to try and work this chance of a goal here? Potentially. There's no board here today, so we're not sure how long is going to be added on. They need a couple of scores, though, so maybe they'll say we'll take the point for now. We'll come back for a goal at another time. Hard to know. There isn't a huge amount of Carlow players in around the box, which would suggest they're going for the point, and that is what happened, and that has gone over the bar. So Carlow narrow the gap now. Now it's down to 4 points, still 2 scores needed. 2-5, that's 11. 1-12, that's 15. So still all to play for here, I suppose, but Carlow need to win this kick out. They need to get on the ball here. Caoimhe O'Reilly goes out to the line. Well, is it going to be cut out there? Nuala Moan has come back onto the field after her rest, but it's Tuig now who has it. Tuig, and is that it? Is that the final whistle? It looks like it. The players are shaking hands, which would suggest it's all over here in Netwatch Dr. Cullen Park. We had a game which I suppose the breeze was the main protagonist and antagonist. It played both sides as much as it could involve in that game, but I suppose it came down to the goals in the end. Well, you could say that, but Carlow got 2 and London got 1 and Carlow lost. So that actually isn't pretty accurate from my point of view. That was a bad statement by me, as a famous GA commentator might say. But Carlow 2-5, London 1-12. London just had a little bit of experience. The couple of players they had there, Hannah Noonan, Rena Murphy, Beatrice Casey, that axis there which worked together so well all throughout that game really did make the difference. The penalty there from Hannah Noonan there in the closest stages of that second half really put the icing on the cake from a London point of view. Carlow did well though. We had Niamh Kelly scoring 2-1, scoring that audacious effort there in the closest stages of that third quarter where she just chipped the goalie. A great score from her. She finished with 2-1. Dana O'Brien had 2 points. Sarah Doyle got a point. They did everything they could. They just were missing maybe. Well, we know what they were missing. They were missing Cleanany Hay, their star forward, their player who got 9-19 last year in the championship, the junior player of the year. Not easy to replace a player like her. She is going to be out for probably the rest of the year. Did her ACL there just after Christmas, just had the operation there in the last week or so. She's here in front of us, but how much they would have liked to have seen her play on the field today. But the final score here in Carlow. Carlow 2-5, London 1-12. We hope you enjoyed our coverage. Thanks very much to Robert Healy on camera here on these very trying and testing conditions. I've been Paul Jenkins. Thanks very much for your help. Thanks to everyone back at base. Thanks to Stephen. Thanks to Raf. Thanks to everyone back at base. We'll be back with more ladies football coverage. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week with more matches, and we'll be covering them throughout the season. Thanks very much. Final score here, Carlow 2-5, London 1-12.